on some of the heroes he was put on.
All right, and whoa, those KDAs on the one are kind of rough, man. You would definitely expect more of a team that has been known as one of the most aggressive teams in the league. But of course, the stats have been reset after the midseason brawl, and since the one hasn't really
34 KDA for CE.
Yeah, so these KDAs are very, very low, much lower than they would have been otherwise. But let's see if the one can come back swinging here. And in the past, if you think back to last playoffs that you were able to cast with Kala, I think the one they did surprisingly well whenever they faced CE. It seems to be one of those opponents, you know, that they've really got figured out.
Yeah, oh, hello. Slight screen change there, a little bit unexpected. But yeah, the one, they showed some performance, but CE overall came dominant out of HGC China. But before the playoffs, it was when the one was a team that kept taking games off of CE.
So, can they do it again? That's the big question, right? It's a different phase, it's a different season, it's a different meta. That's the most important thing. I think the meta has shifted so much to the point where a team like the One, for example, they can't get away with their pocket strategies anymore, right? Sometimes when they were really desperate, they go back to, you know, the Hugo Illidan. Right now, I think with the heroes that are kind of in the meta, going for Illidan would still be very, very reckless. Probably more punishable than ever before, you know, with heroes like Decker Kane actually now being in the mix to potentially make Illidan fall asleep. Garrosh, all the strong warriors basically. Johanna back in the mix, blinding Illidan and now being a really good hero in general. So I'm not sure if we're ever going to see that hyper-aggressive playstyle by the One again.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Illidan is having problems in the current meta, so wouldn't be surprised to see him. No, sorry, would be surprised to see him. I was going to say wouldn't be surprised to see him not appear, but that just was a waste of extra words, as is this explanation.
Oh,
as
you know, we Germans, we like those extra words. We like to form long word chains.
But you make compound words, which are like single words made of other words, right?
Yeah, we can basically make a compound out of everything. Like you basically give us one word and you want to say something else, and we make it one long word. Like the Donau Schifffahrtskapitän.
Si, monsieur. As Johanna and Alexstrasza picked up early with Mathurin already banned out, so Alexstrasza being prioritized by the One above the Deckard Cain here. We are on Infernal Shrines, I believe, so this is where that logic can come from.
Yeah, Infernal Shrines is, of course, a good one for the Alexstrasza. And isn't it interesting to see how much of a role Alexstrasza has played on day one? Not just on Infernal Shrines, but basically being a staple on almost any map. Then she disappeared on day 2, and now, with a final day 3 of this week, she seems to be kind of going back, and I kind of dig it.
As do I. It's cool to see, but for now, we do need to actually see at least one of these teams start picking solo laners. We might even see the One ban one out, like maybe ban out the Blaze, pick the Sonya or something like that, or ban out Malthael, pick Sonya or Blaze.
Speaking of Malthael, the One is still one of the teams that picks him consistently. Hugo feels very comfortable in that hero, and they make it work pretty well, especially against heroes like Garrosh, Mirrodin, but they are the ones banning it out themselves. Okay.
Malthael being removed. Now they can go for something with a little bit more shrine clear, like that Sonya or the Blaze, depending on what assassin they want to go for. Either one of these could be acceptable. Blaze if you want a more burst-heavy backliner who would need a bit of protection. Sonya if you want someone a bit more independent who can get stuck in there but might suffer against the Garrosh.
Yeah, there's a lot of heroes that potentially have what it takes to dominate the Shrine phase, but there's also only so many heroes that China likes to pick at the moment, and Sonya is definitely one of those heroes that has fallen off quite a bit, you know. Blaze, the Haka, we've seen way more of those bulky heroes, but she is back, and Hugo is going to be on her. Used to be one of his Holy Trinity heroes, Illidan, Leoric, and Sonya. Then came the Malthael, and then came the Blaze. I think this is basically the history of Hugo's hero pool.
Pretty much, actually. I think you are correct. With like a very odd Leoric snuck in there every now and again on maps like Tomb of the Spider Queen. And I think he actually played one Ragnaros as well. So, pretty cool. He's covered the melee spectrum. Now, though, CE, they need some kind of solo lane themselves. With Malthael gone, wouldn't be too out of the ordinary to actually see them pick a Leoric themselves. There it is. But now, extra damage. With Jaina on the board, they already have the... they have decent slows, so Phoenix could very much fit in here, and it's good AoE. That's where I'm leaning currently, unless they want a mage of their own, someone like Gul'dan, but China just doesn't pick that. Junkrat it is. Extra AoE is indeed the name of the game.
Oh my god, and he took that abomination of a skin as well. Did you see it?
Great skin. It's a great skin. It is a fantastic skin, and also, as much as I'm aware you already have one, my Horde, my opposite of yours, Antithesis, my Horde jersey is on the way.
Oh, so you're going to get one as well. Dude, we totally need to wear those at the same time the next week, maybe, for the next
I don't know when
cast.
it's going to arrive. When it does, then yes, I agree. That sounds fun.
Amazing. I think actually Jake and Kala did that as well in the NA Open division.
It's a good shout.
So we're going to have to pull even.
They're both Alliance, though, I
thought. Jake is the Alliance, yes, and Kala's Horde.
Okay, fair enough. Oh wait, he was on your Horde team, right? Wasn't he during the show match?
On
thing?
my Horde team.
Oh, on your Horde team. He was against your Horde team during the show match.
Yeah,
thing.
they tried so hard, man. I mean, we had the funsies, right? We had the Trixler, we had the Jake, you know, we had a little bit of Ferranda, Gaslo, and so. But the Horde team, dude, they just picked 4 games in a row. You know, Genji, Tracer. So they really just wanted the win.
Yeah, because it's important. It's a war, as we do see. The Tychus is the last pick against Leoric and Garrosh. Percentage damage always wonderful.
Yeah, I'm happy about the Tychus. I think it's an underused hero at the moment. I think especially Korea shows us how to really utilize the Garrosh. Sorry, the Tychus very well against heroes like Garrosh, for example. SDE comes to mind. You know, it's his favorite ranged assassin. By the way, what was his record there? 20-0. SDE had crazy Tychus stats.
Who's this? Sorry.
SDE from team. Which team was he for? Ballistics.
SDE. I think that's Ballistics.
Yeah.
Let me check. Yeah, I know one of them had. I think Hooligan. I'm getting all the players mixed up now. Someone had like crazy Sonya stacks. But Tychus wise, why am I loading up this? I should be on Master League. That's right.
There we go. We're gonna give you guys a fix already. If we had Wolf here, he would have probably been able to tell us all. You know, ever since SDE was in his baby shoes and what his first cry there was. But I think it was him. Anyways,
SDE select flex player heroes. Tychus, he just over his entire career, he has a 74% win ratio.
Here we go. And he was for Team Ballistics, right?
Yes, that is correct.
There we go.
Got it. As we are loading in for game number 1 of our third series of the day. It's going to be a doozy between our first and second seed from last phase. It is on Infernal Shrines. On the left-hand side, TheOne with Hugo on Sonya, Muggle on Tychus, Meng on Jaina, Hehe on Johanna, and ZJZ is playing the Alexstrasza.
And facing them is none other than CE Challenge, the current champions of China, with Alufal on that. Junkrat this time. Wind is playing the Garrosh. We have 365 on the Deckard and KTY on the Leoric. And Juyu is this time around playing it out on the Hanzo. So more hero swaps. Not necessarily role swaps, but more hero swaps going live here. Also, by the way, I wanted to highlight this. I think this might be the first time I see Meng on the Jaina.
I think you might be right. I will check if this is a fact, seeing as I have that tab open conveniently now.
Here we go.
But for now, level 1s, we're seeing the Leoric doing what he does best, clearing the lane. The Junkrat AoE severely helping with this, so nicely done there.
All right, Sonya already back in the top lane, trying to push the lane a little bit, but Leoric is already at her heels. There we go.
Yeah, just name body parts.
Name body parts.
Right.
You're gonna get the right one eventually.
This is his 4th game of Jaina.
Huh. So when was his last time he played on that hero? Can you see that as well?
No, I cannot. Unless I scroll through match history until I see it. Never mind, found it. Against Super Perfect. No, wait, that was Super Perfect Team playing it. Never mind, can't see it.
All right. Because if I remember, yesterday we were doing like a lot of Muggle jokes, right? Muggle not playing a mage, now playing a mage. And I think eventually he was the one playing Jaina twice in a row. And Meng usually likes to go for these more aggressive, you know, engage-heavy assassins, like a Maiev, like a Greymane, Genji. That's normally right up his alley, but it's cool to see him also getting a little more flexible, falling back on the ranged mage. Kind of cool to see.
We'll have to see if it works out for them, though. For all we know, this could be the wrong roster, the wrong hero pick choices for these two players. But for now, Muggle playing the Tychus, helping clear up the lane pretty effectively, even dodging the scroll of ceiling.
Yep, there we go. And not really a whole lot of action has happened up to this point.
Found it. HGC China, Phase 1, Group Stage 1 versus CE. They played it and they won. That was the one where they 2-0'd CE.
Huh. So it's been a while, but it netted them
and the time before that versus Sunny Lion, where they lost.
Okay. So pretty cool to see. Let's see if Meng still has what it takes. Of course, I would never question a player like him. Zuyu, by the way. Oh my goodness.
Please.
Totally calculated because 365 with the potions was there to help him out in need.
Yeah, but still, that was a little bit over-aggressive. Some exuberance there, not only in talent form, but also in Zuyu's positioning. See, he takes a little bit of damage.
Now look at him go!
The Iron Skin has to be used by Johanna to keep alive.
Yeah, really solid to see all the hyper-aggression coming in here. Pause, please, by the way. So, yeah, really cool to see the hyper-aggression coming in from Zuyu. Of course, he needs to complete his simple geometry, but that normally shouldn't take that much time in the first place. So, looks like one of the players is having a little bit of an issue, and we're going to be back in a short moment.
And we will. But for now, we can see that they have replaced Arthas on the desk with a small, tiny Diablo.
Oh, that is true.
That is the one I want, the cute and deadly Diablo. Because I have, like I said, I have 2 Funkos so far. Need more. Need to fill out this area behind me.
I thought I had it somewhere in my room, but I only got this one.
Oh, Kendrick has left the desk, ladies and gentlemen.
There we go. I only got this little fella.
I have no idea what you're showing me because I can't see your camera.
You can't see me. Are you having the stream open as well at the same time?
No, that would potentially make lag.
It's like basically the mini version of the Diablo, which was in one of those collectible...
like little mystery boxes.
Yay, yay.
As you can all tell, ladies and gentlemen, we are nerds and like the Blizzard things.
We do like them, and I already saw like you getting a lot of positive comments on your shelf behind you, and it does look glorious indeed. I think if I remove my green screen, you could maybe be able to see mine, but it's a little bit further away. But yeah, I still have the need for that beautiful Genji statue. Now, do you know which one I'm talking about? The Overwatch Genji.
The one where he's in Dragonblade?
Yeah, where he's basically holding his sword down. It's so nice.
They do look so cool. I have not got any of the proper statues. I think the most expensive thing I have would be that Stitches, because I got it back when it was like brand new and came with bikini stitches before that actually became purchasable.
Yeah, I think the most expensive one I have is a custom-made variant statue, which was done by
that's cool.
The glorious Monkey, or Monkey. I don't know how to pronounce his name in Polish. Yeah, I could maybe show it to you at some point. If you guys out there in the chat are behaving nicely, maybe I'm going to show it. It's a one of a kind.
You can see it on. You can probably see it if you demand it via subscription or donation, or just spam chat, maybe on Kendrick's stream.
Maybe. Or if people just, you know, pledge their allegiance to the Alliance in the chat, maybe I can be swayed. But the Horde always wins those votes because they're brute savages and they like to be loud.
Oh, did you see the Horde versus the Ultrac Valley show match at MSB, the All Stars event?
Yes.
Did you see me and Skimmy trying to do a Horde versus Alliance shout? It was so funny.
Skimmy tried really well though. Tried really hard, but
he did. It's a behind the scenes view for everyone. Me and Skimmy are sitting in there. We're watching the analysis desk going through this. Glaris is getting a little bit bullied about his lore knowledge of Warcraft, and they're having a Horde versus Alliance argument. Turns out it's pretty even across the desk: 2 Horde, 2 Alliance, and they're discussing which one is better. And I turn to Skimmy and just like, we can probably get we can probably get a decent crowd reaction out of this. And it was like, oh, you mean like you say who's a Horde fan, I say who's a Lions fan? Yeah, and I was like, yeah, but the other way around, because the Horde always wins these in Europe. And I was right, and it was pretty sad though to see the 3 people I think I heard in the crowd for the Alliance, and then the entire audience for the Horde.
It's always like it always feels like 3 people in high-pitched voice, like, for the Alliance! And then you have the entire crowd just turning around, you know? The music stops, everybody's looking at these 3 people with big eyes, like, what did you just say? For the Horde. And
oh, and we're back, and Meg's dead. Welcome back to the game, everybody. As he did get flipped by Garrosh, the second of the game became available once again. Cool, first blood achieved by CE, and the game continuing.
All right, the game continues indeed. Looks like all issues were resolved, which is very good for us because we can continue to do what we were paid for here. And let's see. Other than that, nothing really happened though. Alex Strauss is going for a standard single target healing build, I guess, with live and let live, a very good motto to live by in general at level 1, and then the exuberance at level 4, providing more movement speed to her passively whenever she has more than 75% of her health.
The objective is beginning, and already a pretty big head start for the one. Tychus tries to leave and is not allowed via Concussion Mine. Good spear onto win, but he is Garrosh. He's tanking through. There are potions for days, so he's able to heal back up pretty quickly.
I gotta give a massive shout out to Zhuyu on that Hanzo, by the way, because very rarely have I seen a Hanzo that moves in so aggressively.
This is true, but that's not always a good thing as enough spear lands. Also, shout out to Alufo for concussion mining directly onto the abundance to deny healing.
Yeah, that's normally what you're supposed to do, you know, as a Junkrat. Junkrat is labeled a counter to Alex Strasser for a reason. By the way, still 14 skulls in favor of the one. They're now coming back out of their base with full health, so this is definitely something for them to look out for. And Jaina and Leoric, they're battling each other out, you know, in the poke and wave clear wars.
As we see Win trying to move forward, trying to grab someone. Hugo also playing aggressive. It's still 24-6. Even though CE have been actually controlling this area for a while, they started from so far behind. Dragon Queen is popped, so this is probably going to guarantee the objective. Unless they get completely zoned out. And right now, CE are playing quite nicely around the objective, but they do still lose the Punisher.
And that was really good timing on the Dragon Queen. I don't even think it was necessarily needed, but CJZ basically wanted to make sure that they get this first Punisher no matter what. And by the time the Punisher gets destroyed and, you know, the next shrine is going to be up, the Dragon Queen is definitely going to be ready again. Win for the Life Blossom, by the way. Alex Strauss, a beautiful talent, can also be used to keep minions and mercenaries alive, by the way. As long as you pick up the flower, you're not going to waste any health on your next heal. But of course, if heroes require your healing, you should definitely prioritize them.
Task from the Garrosh, but it was only on Johanna, who's able to survive. I don't like to bring up chat during games much, but I would like to point out, currently, people may notice there is some foreign chat happening. I have auto-translate on, just out of interest when I glance across at it, and apparently we are referred to as foreign waters. And as such, I was just glanced over at the chat, and it said, foreign water friends are suddenly a bunch of orcs, in reaction to our earlier conversation. And that amused me, so I wanted to share my amusement. As the game continues, the Khazra camp's being picked up by the one, looking to pile on some pressure, to put some attacks onto the mid lane. CE should be able to clear that up pretty quickly, though. This is more as much a denial play as it is an offensive play.
I wonder what the faction distribution here is in Asia. If there's more civilized people than in Europe who root for the Alliance, or if Asia, China, respectively, is just as savage as Europe, all going for the Horde. That would be a nice thing to find out. Maybe someone can do the research, or maybe some of our Asian friends in the chat, if they understand English, can help us out here in that regard.
We see pressure once again being applied to the bottom lane by Muggle. Great wave clear with that overkill. It's given his team level 10. We're seeing a Lornado and a March of the Black King coming in here for CE. The potential for anti-synergy is marvelous.
Yeah, very good point. Oh, we see the Lornado, yeah. Coming in from the Decker Cane.
Yeah, so many opportunities for them to accidentally whiff their combos or create the best combos. We will have to see. On the other side, everything's pretty standard. KTY, though, might actually die. Much of the Black March of the Black King here, and a quick spear. Hugo picks up a kill. And also, they pick up another kill as down goes the Hanzo. Zhu taken out here, and they might even get a lethal Tornado though for the save. He thinking about chasing. ZJ said just missing the flame buffet.
Now that was a close one. So TheOne winning battles on multiple fronts here. We see the solo kill by Hugo. He's still an absolute savage. Don't get me mistaken here. Although I labeled Meng the more impactful player, Hugo, you can never count him out. KTY was able to come back, however, though, with Leoric's Undying trait. And yeah, I'm really excited about the Tornado Tetra. First of all, it's a low cooldown heroic ability. And secondly, I think it can be really good against what Alexstrasza has, right? You can knock people out of the abundance. You can knock Alexstrasza away while she's in Dragon Queen form. So there's a lot of potential uses here for the Tornado. By the way, I had another quick lag here. Let me check my latency. It is currently 7.5.
I am fine. I'm on 520.
Okay, let me see
if I refresh, I'm probably going to end up going to 4.
All right, I'm going to try to catch up to you. 5.7, there we go.
That'll do.
Man, the refreshing game today on point.
That it is. So I also like Tornado here, like for all the reasons you mentioned, but also due to the fact this is the one map we ever really see it on, due to the fact that all of the objectives have these choke points that are about the width of the Tornado, meaning that you can get, in terms of their entrance points, which means you can get great splitting potential by separating out members. Riptire onto Meng, who barely survives. Hugo separated from his team here, potentially in danger. Here comes the Cleansing Flame to give Hugo a little bit of sustain. The anti-heal, though, from Deck completely denies it. Tornado, Hugo, Whirlwind, the only thing keeping him alive, but he goes down, but so does Hanzo, sieged down by Muggle.
Yeah, big March of the Black King here by KTY, keeping him alive for now. And now everybody is dropping low, but ZJZ is not done just yet. They have the Dragon Queen online, keeping Wind alive. No, never mind, 365 can't do it. NCE, after a wonderful engage in a beautiful Emerald Cube onto Sonya to deny all that healing, is crumbling under the pressure of the Dragon Queen.
The Punisher moves forwards into the mid lane with the rest of the one behind it, except Sonya, who is currently stuck further back in lane because she died. KTY going to be respawning right on top of the, right underneath the Punisher, nearly gets caught out, but he's able to Wraith Walk, and a Tornado drop to make sure that he did not die.
Yeah, all right. This is starting to look a little bit more sinister now for CE. They're losing the first structure of the game, and they're starting to really, you know, lose the upper hand in those team fights. They're just getting tossed around left, right, and center. KTY needs to be super careful. He is Leorki after all, but even a Leorki cannot die multiple times in a row.
Dragon Arrow only hitting the Iron Skin Johanna.
Easy.
That's gotta be satisfying for Hehe, as I get a lag this time.
Yeah, I also have a short freeze, but I think that doesn't really matter too much. Let's see, there's a mercenary fight here. Once again, an Emerald Cube denying the healing received by 75 on 3 members at the same time, but still the one managing to reign supreme. I'm going to double check my latency for you, buddy.
As
6.3.
5.47. 5.5.
I'm going to try to get down to you.
Okay. Which you have time as Tornado is disengaging from the fight again.
I can't really get down. It remains at 6.5-ish.
Zhu goes down, and I will let Kendrick take over while I try to get up to him.
All right, KTY in trouble now. That's the second kill against CE, and TheOne. They're looking probably, I think, the most dominant, the most stable they have ever looked in this phase up to this point. So beautiful plays left, right, and center. I think I don't really know what CE can do at this point. Whether it's Zhuyu being a little too aggressive on that Hanzo, we mentioned it during the early game. He had a couple of fancy moves, but here it definitely backfires. Look at this position. He was so close to the Hugo, to the Jaina. I don't think that's where you want to be as Hanzo. And even the best of disengage provided by the Tornado, provided by the Junkrat, can't help you out of those, you know, pretty disadvantageous spots.
6 point what were you at, sorry?
6.5-ish.
That'll do. I'm at 6. So, we are back into sort of synced. As we see CE continuing to rotate around the map, but still behind in structures. TheOne very much in control of this mid phase of the game, as they already have their 16. Wind gets a little bit of damage onto Hugo, but this is very risky. Once again, Lornado having to be used for the disengage.
Yeah, cute little choke point there, saving Wind on the garage up to this point. Meng, by the way, fully stacked on the Jaina trait, which enables him to now use Ice Block, which could be so good, man. I don't know, Zhuyu, man. If he catches a Blitz Shield there and then followed up by, let's say, the Sonya Spear and Jaina Burst damage, he could actually be a goner. The way he moves around the map so recklessly, I think, is starting to become a real problem.
Quite possibly. Riptide from behind does a reasonable amount of damage, but not that much as a Torque comes in, trying to focus onto the Sonya here. In the meantime, the Odin in the backline is doing huge damage. Vital Black King keeping KTY alive, but he's still going to get taken out as once again Zhuyu is blown up in the backline.
Yeah, that was so unfortunate there. You could really see how I think KTY and Wind, the two frontliners, were not on the same page there, you know? Leoric went in, Garrosh backed out because he was brought down low, and if your warriors aren't on the same page, then the backline is going to suffer, and that's exactly what happened to Zhuyu. He is dead. DED once again on that Hanzo. Way too many deaths for a safe backliner, quote-unquote, like him.
As we see consistent Decade potions coming in here. No Junkrat Concussion Mine was available, so as such the Abundance did go through that time. And that extra Dragon Queen duration, it gives the very safe disengage to TheOne.
Yeah, the only good thing, the only piece of good news here for CE is the fact that Dragon Queen, for the most part, has been wasted, right? It was used to keep everybody alive, but look at the clearing speed. They have Sonya, the Dragon Queen, still helping out a little bit. They've got Jaina as well, and now slowly but surely, CE is coming back out of their base. Hanzo is back, all the heroic abilities are online. Let's see what they can make happen with this.
Seeing C, putting on the pressure, even talents, all heroics are available. These zoning Lornados, by the way, these are the best Lornados from any team I think I have actually seen, but it's still not helping them. There's a Dragon Arrow, it does land, the damage comes out, Riptide, they're trying to get to Meng, they don't get to Meng, instead it is Sonya who gets dropped super low as Meng, beginning to wrap around the Lornado, retreating kicks, it does knock back, not just for the rest of this, and it's goodbye to you, Meng picking up a kill.
Meng is just absolutely Meng-handling Zhuyu here. I can't believe the amount of burst damage there. And now KTY might be the next one to fall. The Odin is too strong.
I would like to retract all possible concerns I had about Meng's Jaina, as he's doing pretty good. As he just detonates. Oh my god, he's found another. Looking for Zhuyu, misses the Frostbolt though. And as such, Luful's able to survive.
Yep, the route there was definitely good, but too many concussion mines save a Luful for now. And this one, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be absolutely brutal. If they lose one more member, whether it's Leoric, whether it's Zhuyu on the Hanzo again, it's probably going to be game over, because that is a Mortar Punisher. They keep already kind of looking unhealthy. Probably going to fall there in a minute, but look at the damage by Luful. Really good grenades at this point. And the Lornado trying to isolate the team of TheOne.
Hugo being separated at least a little bit, but the Punisher is just being too much troll here and too much disruption to allow CE to get any kind of turnaround play here. On the bright side, Junkrat is getting all the stacks on his Q, but not enough to really do enough damage to TheOne, as the first key for the game is taken out. Of course, fine. Takes a tiny bit of shield damage, but that will obviously recharge. But TheOne looking good. All forts alive, only bot lane even damaged at all. They've taken down a keep. They're looking good.
They're looking mighty good, and you know what? They're going to look even better with level 20 online, which is about to happen anytime soon now. Draconic Discipline, by the way, for Alexstrasza, causing the Dragon Queen to last even longer. Now, I wonder if he's going to go for Unruby Wings at level 20, which basically means that you get a new Alexstrasza Dragon Queen if you hit 8 targets with 1 Cleansing Flame, and that's exactly the course of action that we're going to see here. Sometimes we see Blessing of the Red, which gives bonus HP to team members whenever it's ready. Now we see the siege up here. Red button. That Odin is going to last forever.
Big red button doing lots of damage. Lornado separates Meng. That's the perfect target, but 365 gets nuked, as does Wind. He goes down too. They didn't even get Meng, as he's getting March of the Black King. Last ditch effort from KTY to try and finish him off. He can't do it though, and the One survive the potential last-ditch effort from CE and take down another keep. Hugo's so confident he's already moved on to the core.
Yeah, and he
And
takes
also
out
kills
Shuyu
another
as
hero.
well. Hugo is popping off right there, and I think Tetris CE just got menged there. That Jaina is all over the place. She gets tossed in. No biggie. Ice Plug is going to keep her safe and sound. And with that being said, a full team wipe. The One, they did it again. They still seem to be the kryptonite of CE. What is happening?
That was pretty brutal. Nicely played by the One, able to take a 1-0 lead here. Good job, quite frankly. That was just super impressive here, as the One just dominated that fight. I don't know what